All right. Any more killer questions for the CEO of Killers? Me, Anastasia. Awesome. Let's go. All right. So the first thing you want to do when you're playing games as Freddy, and this is really like the biggest thing you want to do, is you just want to throw down as many traps as you can as fast as humanly possible. This is true if you have traps, if you have pallets, it doesn't matter. I go with pallets because honestly, no matter what rank you are, survivors get tricked by them as long as they don't see you put them down. Um, So the second thing you want to do as Freddy is you just want to start moving around and pushing people off of generators. You'll see I have a build that runs surveillance and ruin. Um, this is I don't want to say it's optimal, but it definitely fucking helps to have these two perks. We're gonna actually let them play this side of the map as much as they want. I don't want them touching that totem, but other than that, they're allowed to touch that generator. I'm the benefit of running these two perks is that you can, at any time, know when anyone starts or restarts a generator, essentially, as long as you're patrolling with a decent amount of haste. It also lets you, with the canceled teleports, do some fake moves, which are really fun. Okay, we'll take Nancy. We take those. I shouldn't have Blood Warden and Remember me on. I should probably be playing, the real build is Thanatophobia, Nurse's Calling, but I don't think I have those, so I can't run them. Please rivet us with the origin story of how you invented killing. Oh, you know, so it started when me and my good friend, the Entity, we were out at y'all ever been to the Heinz Convention Center in Boston, the one where they hold PAX. We were at PAX and we were like, let's get lunch, you know. So me and the Entity go to the Jimmy John's across the street from the convention center at PAX, right? Sit down. You don't normally this isn't normally like a sit down restaurant, but we don't want to walk anywhere. We don't want to go back through the security line with 2 sandwiches. So we sit down at Jimmy John's, right? And sitting down at this Jimmy John's, we encounter a clerk, a till operator, if you will, who was not only rude but voraciously so to us, my friend and I, the Entity. So, as you can imagine, I'm not being one to take slights like that lightly. I'm like, hey, excuse me, Mr. Jimmy John's till operator, sir. Could you fucking not? And my tone was not the most professional, I'll admit, but it made the till operator at this Jimmy John's very angry with me. In fact, and so they started swearing at me and threatening to climb over the counter and attack me and such. So I, being with my friend, I'm like, hey, let's go fight another Jimmy John's. There's like 30 of these in the state, and this is a small state. We're in Massachusetts right now. Oh, they got ruined. That's bad. That's really bad for me. Uh-oh. Anyways, where was I in the story? Torin, I'm sorry, I lost my place. Chat, do you remember where I was?
You had to get to another Jimmy John's.
Right, so we start to leave this Jimmy John's outside the Heinz Convention Center in Boston. Cause the entity's like, no, we shouldn't leave, we're still going to PAX, like I want to go get in the line for the Oculus Rift, and you have to go try out the Dance Revolution dance pad arcade room that has only Dance Revolution pads in it. And I was like, you know what? You're right, the Entity. I do need to do that. So me and my good friend, the Entity, decided to stay there under the harassment of this Jimmy John's employee. And let me tell you, this Jimmy John's employee would not let up. They were saying this and that and the other thing. They were just rude and incorrigible. And honestly, like, I don't know. It was incredible how mean they were. It was really like astounding to a level. You know what I mean? So eventually, I decided, me and my friend the Entity, that I had it up to here, so to speak, with this demeanor of theirs, and as such, maybe it was time to do something about it. And I was worried, I was concerned, but I remembered I had my trusty 8-inch long kitchen knife in my pocket. You know, the one that I carry around with me everywhere.
Yeah.
And my good friend the Entity turned to me and said, "You know what, Anna? You know what? You should actually stab this Jimmy John's employee through the heart 32 times." And I went, "You know what, the Entity? That's a really good idea. I think that's the best way forward in this situation." So I calmly turned to this Jimmy John's employee and said, "I'm gonna stab you in the heart 32 times." And this Jimmy John's employee said, "Wait, that would kill me. Why would you do that?" And I said, "Well, you've been very rude to me and my friend here, and well, we've had enough of it." And he said I could stop, and I said, "No, the damage has already been done." And I proceeded to stab the man 32 times. Then he died, and that is how I invented killing. The end.
Anna, just out here being a rule breaker.
Yeah, just out here breaking rules and shit. On stream, no less. Well, I didn't mean to break the rules, so I guess it's not really like rule breaking per se. Well, I guess.
Probably gonna get banned.
I'm
That's
gonna
not
get...
how breaking the rules work. Whether you're breaking it, whether or not you're aware of it.
That's fair.
No,
That's fair.
hold on. No, if you're Clinton, it's okay to break the rules, because then you just don't know.
Don't get political on my
What your
stream.
definition of is.
Yeah,
Don't get political
your
on my
definition of
stream.
definition is.
I don't want to deal with this.
exactly, right?
I'm not
Okay,
dealing
come
with
on,
this.
guys.
Oh, wait, is that political?
I don't think that's political.
Talking
That's just
about
a
the
great
Clintons.
That's
It's
just a thing
political.
he said.
I kind of assumed it was Bill Clinton, and like once you get it like a certain number of years back, it turns into history rather than.
I have some takes about LBJ.
Yo, you,
Okay,
I know, right?
I don't want to hear your help. I don't want to get political. No politics on my stream. That's beginning and end.
Alright, are you gonna tell me right now you wouldn't denounce Hitler then, Anna?
Whoa.
That's not politics. I can say full stop without getting political about it. I don't like Hitler. That's not a political statement, I don't think. It shouldn't
That
be.
seems pretty political, Anna.
Look, he was the chancellor of Germany.
It's as much a political statement as shitting is. You do
Exactly.
it or you explode.
Exactly.
It's a good joke.
Look, I don't mean to get political, but I think that Alexander the Great is one of the best things to ever happen to his country.
Hang on. That's arguable.
No, you can't argue that. If you argue, then that means we're getting into politics.
Yeah, no, if you argue it, you're being political, Kenny.
I don't want to get political here.
This is a no arguing stream. Might be
Alright.
considered debate, and if it's considered debate, that's definitely political.
I'm
Oh,
alright, we
yeah.
had the right idea. I'm just saying. You know, not to get political.
Don't, not to get political or anything.
It's gonna be my new meme. Not to get political.
You know, not to get political, but the president is the head of the executive arm of the government.
Yo, you can't say this on my stream, guys. Come on.
Come on,
Guys.
he's banned from Twitch. You can't say things like that.
There are 3 branches of the US government, you know?
Yeah, did you guys know the U.S. government is broken into 50 states and then a few territories as well?
No, I did.
Let's talk
I
about
thought it
those
was broken
territories.
into
That
3
look actually
branches.
political. Isn't it cool? They can't vote.
Yeah, when is Guam becoming a state?
Eureka?
I don't know, like 2045 probably.